my name's Stacey. I run an online beading supply store. We sell jewellery making equipment and other handcraft supplies. It's called beadsandcrystals.ie. We're based in Dublin in Ireland. I'm often asked, how do you make an ordinary pair of earrings? Nothing too fancy, just enough to get me started. Well, I'll show you what you need and how to make them. Okay, we're going to make a standard pair of earrings. They look like this. They've got, that's a pearl there, little Swarovski crystals at the top. And these guys at the top here are fish hooks. That's kind of a standard earring finding. So I'll just put those aside for the moment. There they are. The tools we're going to use are going to be a cutters, a round nose pliers, and a chain nose pliers. Those are three of the basic tools. You can use any cutters that you have. These are flush cutters that I'm using, but you can use any ones that you have at home. The materials to make one earring, so obviously you'll need to double up to make a pair, is a head pin, a fish hook. This is a Swarovski bicone. It's 6mm, and it's called AB. The colour is called AB because it's Aurora, stands for Aurora Borealis. It's kind of rainbow effect. It's really pretty. And then you've got here a small little metal bead, small little cups, 2 cups there, and then the pearl. So you can use any configuration that you like. These little components here actually are very handy, and they make quite a bit of a difference, and I'll show you now. So you take the head pin like that. It's got a little pin head at the bottom of it there to stop the beads from falling off. And you pick up a metal bead like that. Then a cup. Then you put the bead on. Then another cup. And then you put the bicone on next. And then the last little metal bead. And already it's taken on a lovely shape. The proportions are nice. 16mm and then the 6mm. It looks good like that. And these components make quite a bit of a difference. When you see something that isn't was made without them, they really make quite a difference. It looks just unfinished, really, doesn't it? It doesn't have a beginning, a middle, or an end, whereas these components really just finish the earring off professionally. The other advantage as well to having the little cups at the bottom is if you have a bead that's got quite a large hole in it, the cup then stops them from falling off. That'll eventually fall off. You know, it's not great there. So they have a dual purpose. And you can use that to your advantage in many cases. So you take the earrings that you've got started and you support them. You support this little pendant arrangement in your non-dominant hand like that. Then you take the round nose pliers and you leave a small little gap, about a 1mm, like that, above the last bead. And there's a reason for that, is that in a moment we're going to make a 90-degree angle. And if you didn't leave that gap, you run the risk of sort of crushing this last bead here, because when we make the 90-degree angle like that, you see, the the pliers is occupying that little space. So anyway, we take that like so, and you've got this. That's way too long. You don't need that much at all. So you get your cutters and you cut off between 6 and 9mm usually, depending on how long big the loop is that you want to make. So you cut that off. Now you get the round nose pliers. You turn your wrist slightly to the right, because if you hold the pliers like that and then try and move your wrist, you actually physically can't twist your wrist around. So you twist your wrist to the right, it's not easy to say, and you grip the end of the head pin, the wire, like that. Now the further up the pliers you go, the bigger the loop's going to be. So if you run your finger along there and you can't feel it, that's perfect. If you can feel a little bit of wire, just retract it a little bit, and so that you can't. So now what you're going to do is same thing again, support what you've made with your non-dominant hand, and you're going to roll the pliers towards here where my thumb is. So you hold it like that and you roll around like that. You make a little loop. Now, that one's actually lovely, like so. And I'll just show you on another piece of wire, a slightly thicker, bigger piece, so it's easier to see. I'm just going to make an angle like that. Twist my wrist slightly away. Grip the wire between the pliers, and I'm going to roll towards my thumb like that. See? I could blow bubbles with that one. So, now that you've got the earring practically made, you take the chain nose pliers and you open up this part, this little loop that you've made, and you open it like that. Rather than twisting any kind of a circle in opposite directions, because what happens if you do that is you mess with the physics of a circle and you just won't get it back into place. So now you take the fish hook, slip it onto the loop that you've made, and then close it over with the chain nose pliers. And there you have it, one little earring. And then you make another one. Okay.